So I thought carnivore would heal me faster, and it didn't. Okay, and that is my expectations being too high, and two, I didn't do it correctly. So this video is about helping you avoid what I did and to expect reasonable results. Okay, so the carnivore diet, if done correctly, eating animal meat, enough animal fat, and little to no sugar, meaning 30 grams of sugar or less or none at all every day for a good 3 months, that is when you can see results in your body. Meaning if you have a foggy brain, tiredness, inflammation, severe inflammation in your body, gut issues, a loss of thinking, can't really keep up with the conversation, these are all symptoms that I had and was relieved by going on the carnivore diet. But when I first did it, I didn't do it correctly. I basically thought, okay, well, I'll eat a lot of meat and animal fat, and keep in mind when I cook at home that I eat super clean. But I'm also gonna eat rice too, and I'm gonna, drink a lot of fruit smoothies as well. And I didn't really understand. Well, I understood what the carnivore diet was. I just didn't want to create a habit of just being strict on the carnivore diet. So I did it very loosely, maybe 4 times a week, and the rest of the days I would just eat out a lot. At home, maybe I would just cook like rice and potatoes. And I'm like, I don't think this is the correct way of doing the carnivore diet. And I started to question that when I started to feel sick and more sick. So I got worse actually when I went on the carnivore diet, but I wasn't doing the carnivore diet correctly. So I would hope you would avoid what I did. I think that when you do the carnivore diet correctly, eating the animal fat, enough animal fat, and rudimentary meat, meaning grass-fed organic meat, you're gonna feel a whole lot better, but a whole lot worse if you add fruit smoothies and a lot of rice and potatoes, because, if you have gut issues, it's not gonna help to eat a lot of sugar, right? Because it's just feeding the colonies in the stomach, the bad colonies in the stomach, okay? And the carnivore diet did not heal me fast because I made a mistake on it, which was not doing it correctly. And when I did it correctly, I assumed I would heal within a week. And that was just not true because I was having a lot of sugar cravings, and I felt like I had to be very strict when I go out. I'm like, well, I can't eat anything when I'm out and about, really. Like maybe a steak here and there, but I'm tired of just eating only meat. And so I had to be really creative with the types of meat I ate. And I noticed that when I ate a lot of fat from a meat, like lamb, that is when I felt satiated. I didn't have sugar cravings. I felt amazing. And that's when I started to feel the healing to start. So I wanted to tell you this in a video because these are the mistakes that I made when I was starting out doing the carnivore diet to heal my body and to reduce inflammation. And what I did, I want you to avoid. If you're looking for healing for your body by being on the carnivore diet, I would hope you would avoid these mistakes that I've done, and you could see healing progress faster than I did in the beginning, okay? And it took about, let's just say, 3 months for me to really, no, I would say 6 months for me to really realize like, oh, I'm not doing this correctly. And my health coach pointed that out to me. I'm like, I think I'm eating too much sugar because I keep getting sick every 2 months. I was getting sick every 2 months, guys, because my gut wasn't healed and I was eating too much sugar, and too much animal fat together with the sugar caused my stomach to just go crazy. It just could not handle what I was ingesting. And so I would hope you would avoid these mistakes. It's not fun to feel bloated and feel sick every 2 months and have a cold every 2 months is what I meant to say, and feel like you have a foggy brain, can't concentrate at work. These are things you want to avoid. And if you're currently having those symptoms, even not being on the carnivore diet, then I would suggest to be on the carnivore diet, but do it correctly. Because I did it incorrectly. I did it in a lazy way. I would sometimes just think about it and just regret some of the mistakes I've done, but that's how you learn. But I hope you would learn from me and do better than me And don't expect healing to happen right away as well within the first week, because I was frustrated when I started to do the carnivore diet correctly. I thought I was going to heal within a week, and I didn't. And that was very, very high expectations, to the point where I think it was almost impossible. I think there's some people that do feel relief probably in the first week. I didn't until after 2 weeks. And within 1 month, that's when I was like, woo, I feel way better. And within 6 months, I didn't get sick. I didn't get a cold. I felt like I was more, optimal at work. I didn't have a foggy brain anymore. I didn't feel tired or lethargic. So I would say, like with anything that's holistic, it takes time. So don't expect to heal within 1 week. Like, your body's already starting to heal within that week, the first week, but you probably won't feel it or see the results of it just yet. So just manage your expectations, okay? So I hope this helped. I hope you can learn from my mistakes, and I'll see you in the next video. And with that being said, you guys, if you are struggling with pain, overall discomfort, you have a bad memory loss, you have a foggy brain, you can't think efficiently, right? When you talk to people, you can't conversate well either, you feel tired all the time, and most of all, you have a bloated stomach, then you're gonna have to watch my video down below that I created just for you about the 7 mistakes that you are making to not heal your gut, okay? Have an amazing day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.